everybody, welcome to the next installment of the quarter scale Balsa USA Cub build. So I wanted to do a bonus video because we've made some changes to this kit, and now these kits are going to be coming out as laser cut, and there's going to be some differences in the manual. So I wanted to show you my process for laminating the formers. So as you can see here, these are the old die cut parts, so the instructions are going to be just a little bit different as you move forward with this build. And I wanted to go ahead and set up a video so those of you that are following along with us can go ahead and get your formers laminated and they'll be ready to go for the next step. So this is kind of just a little bonus video. So what we're looking for is this. This is actually the F9 former, and you can see we've changed the parts quite a bit. We've added a lot of lighting to these. And these will also be reinforced by quarter, and you'll be able to take a check at that when we do the next video. But I wanted to take a quick chance to show you how I laminate these pieces. So here we go. Okay, so here's what we're actually looking for. This is going to be the F9 former, and I've laminated these two pieces together. You do want to make sure that the grain runs vertically. With the new laser cut parts, that shouldn't be an issue because they're really only going to go together one way. You can see we added the big lightning holes like I spoke about earlier. So let's take a look at what we've got. I've already got the one side of the F10 cut out, and I just want to kind of show you my process. So here's the new die cut sheet, and all I do for this is I go ahead and I cut where the bridges are. And this is balsa, so you want to be kind of careful punching it out. And I just carefully, I didn't get that one cut through all the way. You just carefully remove this from the sheet. Now what I do, then there's been some conflicting opinions about this. I personally don't think it's necessary to sand all this off of there. I haven't had any problems with any joints. But what I do is I go through and I lightly sand where the bridges were, just so it's nice and flat, so that when I do join these two pieces together, I get a good joint. It only takes a couple of seconds to do it. So now what I do here is, this is what the F10 former is going to look like. Just like this. Okay, so what I do is I go ahead and I line the pieces up, and I take a little bit of this low tack painter's tape. I happen to like the frog tape. It works really well. I use it for all kinds of different things. And I just take a piece of that, get everything lined up like I want it, make sure it's good, hold it down, and I put a piece of tape on it here like this. Then I get another piece, and I do the same thing on the other side. Make sure that it's lined up good before you do this. So now what I can do when I flip it over, I can open it up like this, and then this is where I put my glue. This not only keeps it from running through the backside, but it makes it a whole lot easier to hang on to stuff. For this type of a thing, when I'm doing any kind of laminations, I go ahead and use just regular Tite Bond wood glue. And I just put a little bit on each side. So then when I close it, those two pieces are laminated together. Now, I do keep some paper towel on hand so that I can wipe off the excess glue. You want to make sure it's not in these notches. If it's in these notches, it's going to cause you an issue later. So make sure you go ahead and you get all that glue out of the notch. Make sure it's cleaned up real good. Put the two pieces together, and then what I do when I have it dry, I just go ahead and place my 1, 2, 3 blocks down on it so that it's perfectly flat when I get it done. And that's how I laminate those parts. That really works for any type of lamination you're going to do. Anytime you're going to laminate two pieces together, you're going to butt join them. Anytime you're going to butt join them, it's real easy to put the tape on, open them up, and you can get the pieces laminated together perfectly. Now I am going to let that dry for a while before I try to move it. I want to make sure it's nice and solid before I move it off of the bench, because if I don't do that, then it's going to wind up cracking on me, and I'm going to have to start that process over. But I'd leave it dry for 15-20 minutes. This wood glue dries relatively quickly, so you shouldn't have to leave it for a real long time. If you want to get them all done and have enough weights to do them, you can do them all at once and then go ahead and just weight them down and leave them overnight, and they should be good to go in the morning. Now, when everything gets dry and you get your pieces together, you can check it for any excess glue, and if you have any excess glue, just make sure you sand it. I tend to like to try to wipe it off with a paper towel before it's dry, because then it makes it easier later. Well, I hope the lamination video helped you guys along so that you'll be able to follow along with the next episode of the quarter scale Balsa USA Cub build. It's going to be coming along soon, so stay tuned. We're going to get this fuselage buttoned up so we can start putting the wing together. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and happy building.